Hey, friends and family from around the world, real life traders everywhere. This is Jerremy Alexander Newsome live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Got a chance to get back earlier this weekend. Had the opportunity and the privilege to join Julie and her family and her husband Mark and her kids for a bonfire Saturday night. And Sunday, just movies and relaxed all day. So if you sent me an email this weekend, I did not get a chance to get back to it yet. I will, I promise. Probably this afternoon, maybe about 2 or 3 hours from now. I just want to kind of let you know. The other reason I'm showing you the webcam and this luscious hair, even though it's kind of an afro right now, is because as an update, I did beat Brian Bodie in fantasy football. So he's going to be shaving his head, not me. That's why I let it grow out a little bit, because I figured if I was going to shave it, why cut it? So I'm not going to be shaving my head. Brian Bodie will, and I'm sure there'll be pictures be posted on the Real Life Trading Facebook page. Speaking of Real Life Trading Facebook page, let's go ahead and hop over there to that right now. If any of you have any specific requests that you would like me to do on these real life stock reviews Monday, I think at this point Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if you have a specific request, feel free to hop over to the Real Life Trading page and you know what, request it right here. Request what stock you would like me to look at for you, kind of post it in and let me know, and that way I'll be happy to pull up the specific chart and look at it for you. So right now, let's just look at a few. Let's go to stocktwits.com, which is a good stock site, and see what's trending and what's out there and go look at some charts for that. So while that's loading, I'll go ahead and come over here, get this pulled up, and as soon as my internet loads, we'll be able to do this thing. All right, so we have VA, Urban Outfitters, SPWR, and IWM, which is the Russell. It's interesting that those are the ones, the top four that are trending on StockTwits. So let's go ahead and just pull those up. The IWM I do have. We looked at that today. And Stan, the student who posted his trading, I don't know what you'd call it, desk on the picture on the Real Life Trading. I think it was a really, really cool image. Stan actually got into and kind of legged into an iron condor that expires this Friday. He mentioned he got into the 97, 96 bull put spread as the IWM is coming down and bouncing off the 104 level. And then as the IWM, the Russell Index came up to the 117 and began to roll over, he got into the bear call spread. Bear call spread. So I think I was smooth. That's exactly the way you want to play most iron condors. And he played that very, very well on the Russell ETF, which is the IWM. So at this particular moment in time, I mean, a lot of the trades on the market, ladies and gentlemen, are really, really overbought. And the IWM is at a resistance. I mean, this is the time to buy. This is really the time to sell, or at least start locking in some profits. Yes, granted, the IWM could trade back up, pull down, and bounce a little bit. And if that's the case, then we could probably get into it bullish to non-directionally bullish, at least on the IWM. And if you have shares, of course, getting into a covered call above 119.91, so let's call it 120, would be absolutely fantastic, in my personal opinion. SPWR. So this will be a brand new trade setup, SunPower. I haven't looked at this one in quite a long time. But before I do, let me go back to this. I'm working out the kinks in TradingView. There's not many. The kink is really me. That's the kink. Is practicing and remembering to load the charts and save the charts so that I'll have them in the future. So SPWR. And let's see what this one's doing. It was really bullish a while ago, and there might be an opportunity to buy in again if it really holds off nicely off this support. So let's go ahead and draw some support on SPWR. And this is a stock that looks nice as far as buying low, selling high. This was kind of a false breakout back here. You might have gotten a chance to take some profit off the table or mitigate your risk up here, but it did break out, come back, retest, trade up, and then fail. So, getting stopped out. And if you had the ability to get back in again, probably got stopped out again. So definitely on SPWR, pretty fierce little stock here, and we'll figure out a way to mitigate our risk and make the risk reward better. But we're trading down to this support level again, and I would take a guess and say SPWR is more bullish than bearish. The stochastics and RSI is oversold, and we're trading back down to the exact same level at about $27. And we could get some divergence on RSI, potentially, if we begin to bounce. Stochastics not getting down there quite yet, so that's interesting to see. Long-term moving averages, we are sideways on them, but we are at a good support level. Let's look at this on a weekly chart. Just kind of see what happens. And on a weekly, looks pretty. Right on the 100 simple moving average on a weekly. So this could be a really good trade setup as far as risk to reward is concerned. Bottom line, this is just, hey, buy low, sell high. I mean, it really is about that level. So let's go ahead and format this to an end of day trigger. I think you guys would like this. Here's the end of day trigger. There we go. And this particular price is about $28.71. So I would like a close above the wick and above this gap. This is an inverted hammer, which is not the strongest of reversal signals in the world, but it's not the weakest either. We could have a stop approximately right about there. Let's go ahead and format this to the stop trigger, and that's about 26.30. And I mean, truthfully, if we did just having a phenomenal risk reward and you wanted to own shares of SPWR, this is a buy low, sell high. I mean, you're at the 100 simple moving average on a weekly. If you bought now and your stop was below the 100 simple moving average on a weekly chart, I mean, your risk reward is phenomenal. So keep that in mind on SPWR. I do like it. Let me go ahead and save the chart, SPWR JN, and there we go. Now I'll have this one for the future. Let's also look at the other two that were on there. VA was a cheap stock. It's like a $3 stock. So we'll look at Urban, URBN. Oh, that's not Urban. Urban Outfitters, I think. I've never shopped at Urban Outfitters. Not my cup of tea. Not really where I go. I'm more of a Banana Republic. That's really all I shop. I shop at a lot of Banana Republic. It's really kind of about it. Some sports stores every now and then. All right, Urban Outfitters. Let's see. Horizontal, we have some support there at 32.39. We have some resistance. That's a really nice resistance on Urban Outfitters, approximately $40 and some change. We have another one right about here, 30. Let's just call it 34.67. And we'll see if we have anyone lower. That's a pretty bearish gap. I would say this is a retest gap. All of those short traders going bearish, and then that huge gap down occurs, they're going to be buying to cover for some profit. I think that's exactly what's happening. If it does roll over on Urban Outfitters, I'd be a little bit more bearish than bullish, and it appears that it might be doing that. So if we come over here, earnings just happened. Exponential moving averages, it does appear that we might be rolling over semi-soon. We're failing the 20. Here's the 50. The 32.29 is a pretty nice one. I would want to close. I mean, the fact that we're below this giant white candle is bearish. Definitely not bullish. The hourly chart. You know what? To sneak a good trade in on the hourly, let's get ourselves an intraday move below this particular price. Since the trade's already kind of confirmed and it's already made lower lows and lower highs, let's do an intraday triggered above that price. Our stop, and this would be a good stop for a swing trade as well, would be about 32 above this resistance. If you want to make it tighter for maybe a shorter term swing trade, the stop could go about 31.59. That looks nice, but the exponential moving averages on a daily chart, we are below them. And if we move below there, we will be absolutely below the 10, the 20, the 50. We had a very, very nice gap down. Gap action all up in here. Retesting, about to fail, and we could roll over. Risk reward looks nice. You're trading in the direction of the trend. You're trading in the direction of the gap. Volume is kind of on your side. And if that's the target, your risk reward profile, your target on Urban Outfitters would be approximately 28.05, which is about a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio, and then after that, probably maybe 25.48. So I would estimate that trade could take about 2 to 3 months to fully flesh out. Feel free to be patient, trade your plan, and as always, mitigate your risk and just be an awesome rock star real life trader. Students from around the world, thanks so much for tuning in and watching the Monday real life stock review number 3. Thanks so much. Have a great day. I'll see you guys Wednesday, and until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. I'll see you guys Wednesday.